had my biopsy yesterday, and it wasn't nearly as bad as I anticipated. And that was a huge blessing. I did have anxiety about it because I knew that I wasn't going to be given anything in advance other than the shots that they were going to use to deaden the area before they did the biopsy. And that's a little unnerving. So I was very thankful that it went as smoothly as it did. Overall, he got 3 core samples, and the doctor was very excited that he felt that they were really good samples and that he didn't need to do anything else. And overall, the experience was about as good as you can ask for. I iced it a lot yesterday. My pain has been pretty managed. And he is the first person who has said that it can take up to 2 weeks to get the results back. Everybody else has said 3 to 5 business days, but he said up to 2 weeks to get the results back. So at this point, I remain not knowing anything. I remain in this moment of unknowing. And I declare in less than 2 weeks, I will know whether I have breast cancer or not. And overall, the experience was as good as it can be. The worst thing that I can say about it was that it took way longer than it needed to. They told my mom at the beginning that we should be in and out in less than an hour. And 2.5 hours later, we left. And it was nothing because anything was wrong. It's not because something went wrong with the procedure. It's because the doctor's office was behind, just simply put. The coolest part of the procedure, though, was the fact that because it was so delayed, I got to know the women that I was there with. So how it's set up is you go in, you sign your paperwork, they take you back to this room, and in that room, they ask you to change, take off your shirt, put on a gown facing forward, put all your stuff in a little basket, and then sit in the waiting room and wait. And it's this line of seats, and they have HGTV on a TV so that if you don't have your phone. And for the first, hour that I was there, the first group of women that I was with were pretty much all on their phones. I didn't have my phone with me, and I also took that opportunity to try to center myself since I did have a little bit of anxiety about the procedure I was about ready to have. So I centered myself and I watched some HGTV, and it was absolutely as good as it can be while you're waiting to have a biopsy. So I went back, I had my biopsy, my technician and doctor, they were great. And afterwards, they had placed some kind of marker in the area that they biopsied. The doctor wanted to make sure that everything was the way he wanted it to be. So he wanted another mammogram to look at the placement of the marker, as well as to make sure that he got the big core area that he wanted to. So they took me back to this room and they told me to sit down and to wait for my mammogram. And while I was there, they brought in this other woman, and it's really overwhelming. Like, the reality is all of these women are sitting here waiting to figure out whether it's routine or not if they have breast cancer. And that's kind of like a really weird thought if you think about it. So it's a little overwhelming when the staff is talking really fast because they're behind and they're trying to do 100 million things. And so they brought this woman in, and just like they did with me, they said their list of things really quickly, and your head is spinning and not really listening. At least mine was. And thankfully somebody had thought ahead, and they had this step-by-step of what you were supposed to do written up and on the wall. And so it made my experience easier because I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, that's what she said. And so this other woman, though, didn't seem to get the memo about the basket and how you would put your clothes in the basket and carry it from wherever you were going within the facility so that you had your stuff with you and it was easy to carry, especially since you had taken off your clothes. As she walked out, she dropped her bra. And I was like, oh, there's a basket in there. And you can put all your stuff in there and then you carry it with you wherever you go. And she was like, oh, thank you. And it was lovely. Like, all of a sudden, she and I started having just a regular get to know you kind of conversation about, weather, travel, living, all those things. It was a lovely, uplifting conversation in the midst of I've been here for way too long, and I've just had a biopsy, and I'm completely overwhelmed, and all I want to do is go home and eat breakfast and have some tea because I needed caffeine and I was getting a headache. And it was a little overwhelming, but this woman made it better. She made it so much better. And so then it was time for me to get up and go have my mammogram. I went and had my mammogram, and I came back out and I rejoined the ladies. And while I rejoined the ladies, I noticed something. I noticed that I was the youngest of all the ladies, and I'm 48, and the rest of the ladies, I guess, were in their 60s and 70s. And while I was gone, the conversation went from conversational weather, get to know you kind of stuff, to they were talking about their cancers. So the woman on the far end had had breast cancer. She had had it years ago when she was taking care of her husband's family as they were aging. And so then there's the conversation about aging and caregiving. And it was like, oh, so funny how these things all like go together. And she said that she was there now because they're worried about her other breast, and that she now potentially has breast cancer in her other breast. And she goes, and I declare that I don't have it. And I was like, yes, I declare none of us have it in the name of Jesus. I was like, yes, you go, girl. And then she was explaining that she doesn't live in Florida either, that she's here taking care of her aging parents, and was talking about her mom's cognitive decline and how she's confused about cognitive decline. And then I spoke up and started talking about the differences in cognitive decline and how Alzheimer's and all those things, how really it just goes under the umbrella of cognitive decline. And it doesn't matter. Everybody's is different. And what matters is how we love and care for the person. Meanwhile, the woman who I had been talking to earlier, turns out she is also a breast cancer survivor, and she is also there for a possible reoccurrence. And I just sit there and I hear these women, and I hear their strength, and I hear them sharing their hearts and their lives. And what I heard was, number one, I heard that these women had already battled breast cancer and beaten it. And so it's not a death sentence. And number two, that they were determined to lift each other up in the midst of this unknowing moment. And I was like, this is where I live. This is a gift from God that I'm in this room with these women in the midst of this crazy. And the fact that it happened because they were running late is unto itself a gift. And so it's that awareness in yourself. It's that awareness in the reality of when the schedule is not right, when things are going wrong and nothing is happening the way it should be going that day, and you're getting a headache and you're hangry and you're whatever because you need food and because you need your caffeine and whatever it is that you need in that moment. Is it a God-ordained moment in your life that He is going to bring people into it to lift you up? To let you know that it's gonna be okay? Because we had all been there so long, we were feeling pretty comfy with each other. And with that comfortability came this lifting each other up. I was like, okay, Lord, I see you, I hear you, and I feel you. And it was huge. It was a blessing, and I don't say that lightly. It was this blessing of, in the midst of a crazy day, in the midst of having a biopsy, in the midst of facing whatever it is that I am facing, God was good enough to let me have this amazing interaction with these women that just lifted me up. And when I got up, when I finally got the all clear to leave, because after I had my mammogram, I had to sit there. That was the sitting there again, because the doctor wanted to make sure it was just the way he wanted it. And the radiologist came in and she's like, it's all good. It's all just the way he wanted it. So you're good to go. And I was like, great, thank you. And I stood up and I turned and I faced these women that I was in this beautiful conversation with. And I looked at each of them and I thanked them. I thanked them for a lovely conversation. And the technician kind of giggled, because I don't think she's used to people turning around and thanking the women they're in the room with. But I genuinely meant it. I genuinely was thankful. So I share all this as an update, and I also share all of this as an offering of, if you are running late and something is happening and it has nothing to do with you, it has to do with, like, whether it's an office visit, whether it's traffic, are you taking that opportunity to see if God is giving you a gift? And are you open to that gift in the moment? Are you stuck in your head? I think we as a society need to work on grounding and getting out of our heads and paying attention to the opportunities that happen in our daily life when they are inconvenient. So if you're not open to it, to being open to it. And if you're doing it and being open to it, fully receive it. Let God's comfort come in and hold you in those moments when he offers it to you. I also challenge you to being intentional in your life and paying attention to every aspect of your day that is glorious, that is a blessing, that is something that could be something that could help lift your day. I pray today that you have come, that you have been filled, that this story, this moment in my life that continues to be uncertain, that you find strength in it, and that you are able to take that strength, that you are able to take that strength back into your life and into your day, and that you're able to utilize it in a way that has impact. And with that impact, it changes the world. Our small intentions that we do on a daily basis of how we can interact with the world and make the world better, overall, if we are all doing them, we are able to change the world. We are able not to be so hyperpolarized. We are able to see each other as people. We are able to offer each other grace, love, and mercy. And when we do that, whether we agree with each other or not, whether we like you or not, we bring the frequency up. We make the world a better place. We make the world a place that I want to live in, that I want my daughter to grow up in, that I want my daughter to inherit. Let's pay attention to what we can do every day. There are so many gifts in this process. Life is a process and it is a gift. So in the midst of me not knowing, I don't know. I don't know if I have cancer or not, but I know that I trust God. And I know whether I have it or not, I trust him and that he has me. He has me in the palm of his hands. And if I have it, he's going to heal me in the name of Jesus. And if I don't have it, he gave me this amazing gift. And he gave me this amazing gift of seeing women in the midst of their hardest moments, lifting each other up. He showed me my community rising up to meet me where I am and trying to meet my needs in the midst of me being like, don't touch me. I'm fine, leave me alone. But what an amazing gift. Oh, to know that the people in your life are awesome. So I share this as an offering and hope that you have come and that this has filled your spirit and it has touched you someplace in your life and that you are able to take it out into the world. And that as we take this joy out into the world and these hurts and these heartaches, that we are able to turn for good. God uses all things to work together for his good. And he is good. So go out into the world. Let your cup overflow and let's change the world. Have a beautiful day.